Viewers, I don't even know where to begin tonight. I don't know what to say because I am completely shocked. The opposition is up to some real Dunki business. Excuse the pun, viewers. The opposition, and this is unbelievable, is wanting the Modi government to fight for the rights of illegal Indians who broke Indian law, US law, international law, turned their back on this great nation to escape to the US and live there like fugitives. Flip the coin, viewers. Flip the coin. There are infiltrators in this country that are bleeding taxpayers, cornering state resources. Viewers, what do we call these people? We call them illegal immigrants. We have a right to remove them. So does Mr. Trump in America. We may not like Mr. Trump for doing what others haven't done. But viewers, you can't fault him for putting America first. And these people, viewers, the opposition doesn't want our government to put India first. It wants to put illegals first. The opposition and its well-heeled leftist ecosystem wants Modi to fly these illegals like state guests or war heroes on Indian airliners so that they can escape the ignominy of looking like fugitives or being sent back in manacles, which is the way the US deals with illegals, viewers. It's coded into their laws. The same opposition, viewers, by the way, that says it respects laws and believes in constitutionalism. Viewers, these individuals to the right of your screens, what are they if not fugitives? What message is the opposition sending to the aspirational youth of this country that is studying or specializing in top-notch institutes to work as honest citizens in foreign countries, especially America? Is the opposition saying to all these aspirational youth that is studying in top-notch institutes, working in good companies to try and better themselves so that they can work in America? Is the opposition now telling them that they should also jump the legal loops, slide into the Middle East, slink in there, then trudge through some godforsaken Latin American jungles to enter the US? What message is being sent to those who are waiting for US visas for months or even years to earn a legitimate livelihood, viewers? But no, the opposition held up Parliament today. They walked out of Parliament today. They posed with manacles in their hands outside Parliament today, led by Rahul Gandhi and company, saying that, gosh, what a travesty. Our citizens are being treated with great indignity. Our citizens, viewers? These people have gone there and thrown the Indian passport into the dustbin. They don't want to be called Indians. The reason they throw their passports, viewers, is so that no one can identify them and then send them back. And why should the opposition want Modi to use taxpayer money to fly Indian planes to repatriate lawbreakers, viewers? As I said, these illegals want nothing to do with India. In fact, news is breaking that at least one of them, one of the 102 that have been repatriated, deported, are on an Interpol wanted list. They go there, viewers. They go there, they tear up their Indian passports, they denounce their Indian citizenship, and we're doing everything in the world to also denounce their Indianness. Some of them, as you know, viewers, if they go to Canada, if they go to the US, end up becoming secessionists, extremists. Then they all say that, look, we are persecuted back home, so we can't go back, so don't send us, we are political asylees. The Indian government doesn't like us. Viewers, there's all sorts of scams going on. These people, they in fact bring a bad name to the honest Indian NRI by making him or her an object of suspicion. If tomorrow your child would to go abroad and study, graduate, get top grades, work 15, 20 hours a day to get those grades, get a good job. Everyone will think, viewers, on the streets of America, oh, these are those Indians, you see, who sneak in. Yet, viewers, the pictures and testimonials of these cuffed deportees has triggered the India Bloc that has trained its guns on the Modi government, accusing it of capitulating before the Trump government. Viewers, what is Modi supposed to do? Is he supposed to tell Trump, no, Indians are a special case. We might enter your country illegally, but come on, send them back in business class with a nice meal, a hot meal. Give them some dollars also to spend so that they come back, they can set up shop. Now, viewers, all of these individuals who landed up there, breaking the laws, Indian laws, all sorts of other laws, throwing away their passports, went there, spending at least 25, 30 lakhs. Viewers, there are stories of women entrepreneurs in this country who took a loan from the government worth 1 lakh and have turned entrepreneurs. These people could have done the same. Some of your children, viewers, are doing the same. They are slogging day and night so that they can accumulate the money. Viewers, to earn an honest living. Anyhow, viewers, the opposition, Kalyan Banerjee, TMC MP, has come out and said, normally we don't speak on foreign affairs. But the way they have been deported with handcuffs, that is not acceptable. It's a gross violation of human rights. I sincerely believe that the Indian government should express a high dissent, unquote. You want to catch Trump and you want to tell him, look, sorry, make a special law for Indians, special case for illegals, viewers, Interpol listed illegals. Pawan Kheda, Congress leader, says, quote, I remember in December of 2013, an Indian diplomat, Devyani Khobragade, was handcuffed and strip searched in America. Foreign Secretary Sujata Singh registered a strong protest with US Ambassador Nancy Powell. The UPA government retaliated sharply. Leaders like Mrs. Meera Kumar, Sushil Kumar Shinde and Rahul Gandhi refused to meet the US congressional delegation, unquote. Ms. Khobragade, whether she was right or wrong, I don't want to get into, was an Indian legitimate emigre working for the Indian government on US soil. She wasn't somebody who was living like a fugitive, who had denounced her citizenship. She was carrying out diplomacy on behalf of India, and she was targeted or she got caught doing something wrong. It's a different story. I would have no objections, viewers, if Indian students were caught in a war zone. Fly them out by all means. Or if Indians, viewers, were sucked into someone else's war. We must fight for them. But not these people. Karti Chidambaram of the Congress says there is something known as universal human dignity and America must adhere to it and must respect it, particularly when it involves citizens of a friendly nation. India has got good relationship with America. That doesn't mean, viewers, that we abuse our relationship, our good terms with America. Tomorrow, if we want to remove, which we should be doing, all political parties should be uniting. The Bangladeshis government will turn around and say, well, what's your problem? You don't want Trump to evacuate your illegals. Why should we expect back our illegals? Viewers, India's External Affairs Minister expressed surprise at the selective silence of the Congress party and its allies, pointing out that the US has been deporting Indians deemed illegal in cuffs and restraints since 2012 when the UPA was in power. Shivshankar listed the hard facts in a bid to expose UPA's hypocrisy. He said, number one, the process of deportation is not new and has been ongoing for several years. He said deportation by US are organized and executed by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is the ICE Department authority. That the SOP of deportation by aircraft used by ICE, effective from 2012, provides for the use of restraints, provides for the use of handcuffs, and they even in the protocol, viewers, list the kind of handcuff and how it should be tied and where it should be tied and who should be in chains and who should be in simple handcuffs and so on and so forth. According to the ICE SOP, women and children are not restrained, however. Viewers, 1,636 Indians deported under ICE SOP providing for use of restraints in UP years between 2012 and 2014. This was also pointed out by Shivshankar. But viewers, did the UPA have a problem with that? No, they were silent. The India Bloc attacks do suggest that it is opportunistically playing to the galleries, omitting to mention that it looked away when Indians deemed illegal immigrants were jailed, tortured and repatriated at their own expense. At least here Trump is footing the bill, viewers. In 2010, UPA submitted list of 15,633 undocumented Indians deported from 9 foreign countries where many had been jailed. From Germany to South Korea, viewers, these nations were kicking Indians out after jailing them. Not just cuffing them, jailing them. Of the 15,633 deported between 2010 and 2011, Oman deported 1,150 Indians after jailing them in inhumane conditions. In November 2013, a total of 141,000 Indian workers paid for their own repatriation from Saudi Arabia after they were threatened with imprisonment. The Saudis said, get out. Or if we find you, you'll be in the clink. In 2022-2023, Biden administration deported over 1,000 undocumented Indians workers through chartered flights under IC 2012 SOPs. So they were also cuffed. Think viewers, if Modi expresses a problem with US ousting illegals, how can Delhi oppose illegal immigration into India? Admittedly, it isn't great seeing the scenes at Amritsar can't. It is sad. The Indian government will have to work the back channels to ensure the US doesn't cross the Lakshman Rekha, but that's all it can do. At the end of the day, nothing can be done if Trump wants to assert America's sovereign right to implement his own country's laws and the SOPs. In India, the ecosystem is only playing to type. Remember, it has a kagaz nahi dikhayenge mentality. It opposes NRC and even recently included illegals in the list of state beneficiaries in Jharkhand Assembly election. Have you forgotten that, viewers? They promised all Bangladeshi illegals free gas cylinders. Who's going to pay for that? Us, viewers. Instead of playing to the electoral gallery by agitating about Trump's populism that Delhi can do little about, India's political class should unite to do something about what it can control. Illegal immigration into India, finding ways to deport illegals from India. Viewers, let's open this up. I don't want to waste more time bringing in our guest tonight. And I want to ask some fundamental questions. I want to first begin with the spokesperson of the Congress party tonight. Senior Congress leader is with us. Mr. Patel, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Patel, if you can hear me.
Yeah, good evening, good evening.
I have to ask you this question because it is an important one. What precedent is the opposition trying to set here by sympathizing with those who broke the law? I thought you people believed in the Samvidhan. These people have broken even Indian laws. They have thrown away their passports.
Can I start now?
Please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for narrating a very good story, protecting the central government in a very good way with the facts and figures and data that you presented. But I would like to start with another part which is previous to those who had they have tried to go to the US. Now, if you see the story of so many people who started their journey to US, basically they were finding the people in the country who can help them in getting the visas, and you find that they were stranded out there because of not giving the right procedure, and they have paid so much money. What the government was doing for all those peoples, definitely the people who are putting down illegal things to it. Firstly, they have done wrong thing. That is fine. They should not be respected. That is first part. But the way they are being handled, and definitely that is what we want to ask Modi government, that fine, you are doing good job, you should also start doing act like Trump for all the people that you are talking in India also. So that is what the rule says, and we believe in constitution. Now your story is very good.
Nakul Patel, one second. Instead of attacking me, answer the question. No, one second. No, one second. Where were the Congressist tears when under its watch several foreign governments were jailing undocumented Indians? Where were you crying then? No, I want to ask you, Nakul Patel. Listen. Listen, one second. Mr. Patel. Okay, where was your government.
government.
I'm
That is what
asking
you
you
want to
then.
say.
Nakul Patel, I'm
That is-
asking
that
you
is
this
what you want to
question.
say in
I'm
the
asking you this
narrative.
question.
I just want to
Please,
ask.
I'm
We are
asking you a
asking
question.
because it's our
Nakul
right.
Patel,
We ask
Nakul
them, we
Patel,
ask
one
the
second,
government whether they
Shazia
are not
Ilmi,
the
one
citizen
second,
of the
please. Let
country,
me just settle
whether
this
they should
gentleman
be
here.
handled like this,
One
whether
second.
they were militants, whether we should allow
One
US
minute,
plane
1
to
minute.
land into the country.
You
All
want
this
India
question
to
has
go
be
out
asked.
there.
All
Nakul
this
Patel,
question has to be asked.
Nakul Patel,
Why
don't
not
shout.
and why not?
Don't shout over me. I'm asking you a simple
I'm not
question.
shouting.
You
You are
want
the, I'm
people,
not
you
shouting.
want people
This
who
is
are
the way
listed
of
on
this is
Interpol.
the way of
One second,
representing
Nakul
the
Patel, you want
country's
people who are listed.
who are
Okay,
just
man, you don't want us
deported
to. You
from
don't
the
want us to have a
US in the way
conversation.
they should
You
not
want
be.
us to have a fight. That's your
Okay,
problem.
fine. It's up to you. You can put the perception in your own way. You can ask.
No,
other
I
people
want to
too.
come in.
One second, Miss Ilmi. One second.
With your permission,
just
Rahul,
1
I
second,
want to
30
ask.
seconds. Please, just 30 seconds. I just want to point out one thing, viewers. You know, viewers, the Congress party today is saying that it represents the marginalized, that its heart is beating in the right place for these poor people. Viewers, do you know the statistics? 15,633 individuals were deported from the Gulf, one country, Oman, out of which 1,150 were jailed in Oman, viewers. Did you hear the Congress party shed tears? Did you hear this ecosystem leaping around, wearing manacles in its hands, saying, "Hare, hare," the indignity of it all? Saudi Arabia, viewers, Saudi Arabia detained, kept in prison in horrific situations and circumstances. Just check it. Indian citizens. Viewers, did you hear the UPA shedding tears, running to Saudi Arabia, catching the Saudi royal family and their big leaders by the neck and saying, "No, no, what are you doing?" No, viewers, you didn't. These people today are playing politics. They don't want another country to exercise their sovereign right to remove illegals. They want them to be sent back in business class, in Indian planes, at the cost of Indian taxpayers. Did we tell them to go there? And Nakul Patel is telling me that when he goes to America, he'll also go through the Dunki route. Don't you apply for a passport, sir? What nonsense. 1 minute.
What nonsense.
Miss
I'm
Ilmi,
applying for
would you like to
passport and
respond?
it's
So Rahul, I want to step in. Yeah, I would like to respond. And Rahul, with your kind permission, I would like to ask Mr. Patel a very basic question. So who do you think was in the center in 2009 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 until 14? Do you have any answers? Because in 2009, 794, almost 800 Indians were deported from the United States of America. 2010, 799, again almost 800. 2011, 597. 2012, 530. 2013, 580. Until 2014, when it was 590. Exactly with the same SOP as is part of the foreign policy and where American jurisdiction works. And it has been made very clear to us that when they were deported, if they have to eat or use the restroom to relieve themselves, they are unrestrained, but they do not want any untoward incident on the aircraft or flight, which is why they are restrained, which you can call shackled or whatever you want to call. But what happened at that point of time? 2009 until 14.
Nothing happened
Many
because
more
Modi was
Indians
not
were
in power.
deported.
You see,
So
Modi
I
was
don't
not
know,
in power.
but you know,
Shazia Ilmi,
exactly.
the problem is
And-
Modi.
and
Let's
you know
attack Modi
why-
even at the cost
why-
of defending
exactly.
the indefensible. Now, 1 second. Then let me just bring in Sushant Sareen on this.
So a little
Let me bring
knowledge
in
is a
General
dangerous
Bakshi.
thing.
No,
A
you've
little
set it
knowledge-
up right. You've set it up right. I have to first, for the first time, say that yes, the BJP has got its facts right and they have been able to bring out the hypocrisy. Well done. But Sushant Sareen, I want to ask you, what are we supposed to do?
We're supposed to take back our citizens after verification, which is exactly what we are doing. Number one. Number two, there can be, there are some people who are crying about the way these guys have been sent back in shackles or in under restraint. Look, number one, they didn't exactly go in first class when they took the Dunki route.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't as though it was a walk in the park. And secondly, unlike India, where even dangerous criminals, rapists, murderers, people who are accused of some of the worst scandals are brought before justice,
Children's and women's too.
holding their hand in hand like a walk in the park, because apparently in
Children's and
India,
women's too.
to put
You are
shackles on
referring.
a criminal actually is very demeaning to the criminal, not to the victim but to the criminal. In America, there is the same treatment for everybody. So in the US, when people who are accused of crimes are being transported, they are put under restraint, whether it's in domestic flights, whether it's a prison van going somewhere, whether it is people of any other country, they are sent the same way. Now, unless we are saying that we are exceptional and we should be given exceptional treatment, which is utterly bizarre, I don't see what is the problem. Number 4, let's face it, these guys have broken the law, and these are not poor people. None of them are poor people. You don't get 50 lakhs to 1 crore to take the Dunki route to go to the US if you're a poor man. So for God's sake, redefine what you are talking about. These are people who wanted to go for a certain dream, which is not really a dream for an illegal immigrant, right? But nevertheless, they wanted to take that shot. They went out there and their gamble has failed. Why should you or I be made to suffer from the gamble they have taken on their life? Why should I be made to suffer? Why should my resources and my tax money be used by governments in Punjab or Gujarat or whichever other state these guys come from to give them some kind of relief, some kind of succor? It's not my problem. I was not the one who asked them to go. They knew what they were doing. It was not as though these are innocent babe in the woods who were just taken, somebody had given them a lollipop and took them for a trip to America to settle them out there, and where they would become Bill Gates or Elon Musk. These were guys who went out there as knowing what they were doing is breaking the law. So for all of these guys to pretend that these were innocent people who were misled, some relative misled them, either they are such big dunces that they took the Dunki route, or they took the Dunki route deliberately, right? In either case, none of us is responsible for what has happened, and none of us should be made to pay a price for it.
Absolutely. Why should we be made to pay the price for it, viewers? Monojit Mondol, I want to ask you, sir, and this is a fundamental question. These people that you have suddenly discovered as Indians don't want to be called Indians. When they were there, they threw out their passports. Would you ever do that? Would you renounce your citizenship, sir? Your identity, your sense of Indianness?
So what do you want to do? Do you want to jail them? Put them in jail?
Well, sir, under someone else's law, they are criminals. Just like the Bangladeshis are in our country who come and infiltrate.
Yeah, if that is the present demonized narrative that you are spreading, put them in jail, including that 4-year-old infant.
Demonizing them.
Also criminal.
Demonizing them.
Yes.
Viewers, just think about this.
Put
These
them in
people
jail.
who are coming in from
I'm
across the
asking
borders
you,
into
I'm
India, into
daring
Bengal,
Mr.
and
Rahul,
taking the jobs of
Shivshankar,
ordinary
I'm
Indian
daring
Bengalis,
you and your
we are going
government
to
to
now
put them
put
in
them on a
jail.
pedestal.
I am asking you.
Oh, yes, we do put them on a pedestal in Bengal.
Put them in jail.
Okay.
No, you put them in jail.
Let me bring in Mr. Bakshi, General Bakshi. General
I'm
Bakshi,
daring
one
you to
of
put
these
them in
individuals,
jail.
it is now turned
If
out, and
you
there
are
could be more
talking
because
about their
investigations are still
Indian
being
name,
conducted.
They are not Indian.
One of
They
them
are
is an
illegal
Interpol
Indians. Put
listed
them in
criminal.
jail.
Am I supposed
them
to
in
now,
jail.
as an Indian taxpayer,
Put them in jail.
yes,
them
they
in
should
jail.
be. They should be. If they deserve to be,
Please
they
do
should be
that.
put in jail.
Please do that.
They
If
should
you
be
can
put in
dare
jail
to
if
do
they are
that.
deserving
If you
of
can dare
that.
to
If
do
they
that,
have,
you
if
don't-
they have
you don't
committed,
have the
no,
guts
if
to
they have
do
committed
that.
crimes, etc., they should be
You
jailed.
are
Anyhow,
hypocrite.
1
You
minute.
and your government are hypocritical. If they are
Oh, really?
criminals,
Hypocritical.
Put them in jail.
General
Put
Bakshi,
them in jail.
General Bakshi, what are we supposed to do with these people? Are we supposed to, this individual, one of these 102, and this is news that is just broken, it turns out is an Interpol listed criminal, fugitive. Are we supposed to now give him a medal? Are we supposed to fly him back and others like him and, no, 1 second, and set him up, give him a job as some of the opposition parties are claiming here? We should give them a job?
You see, Rahul, who
This is the
asked them
same
to
opposition, General Bakshi, that opposes the NRC. The same opposition that wants to disadvantage Indian citizens.
You know, Rahul, who asked them to go?
Who
Who
asked
asked them to spend 1.5 crore on that Dunki routes? Only donkeys do that. They have done so illegally. They have violated the laws of this country and of the country they were trying to
Put them
enter
in jail,
illegally.
if you can.
The United
You can't do
States.
that.
is full within its rights to throw them back. It's only people who have welcomed about a couple of crore of illegal Bangladeshi immigrants into this country to act as captive vote banks who are very distressed. Sir, we should take a leaf from the Donald Trump book
Absolutely.
and throw those Bangladeshi citizens, illegals, right back, kick them back into Bangladesh. We should also emulate Donald Trump. We should emulate Donald Trump and don't raise your bloody voice. You've had your say.
Mandol, Mr. Mandol, don't speak over General. He never spoke over you. You can respond to him. I'll get him. You can respond to him. Let him finish. You respond to him. Take the whole time. I don't care. Make a valid point. Wait a minute. General Bakshi, finish your point. Mr. Mandol, you can come in right after. I promise you this.
Most welcome. You know, Rahul, what I'm trying to say is that they have brought shame to our country by using the illegal route, by paying money for it, by suckered. We should crack down hard on this human trafficking mafia in the country. I'm sure we'll get lots of leads from these people. Crack down hard. There is a legal way to go. Indian citizens are highly respected, you know, who have gone by the H-1B1 visa route in the past. Yeah. I mean, 30% of NASA is Indians, 30% of Silicon Valley top honchos are Indians, 30% of their top medical specialists are Indians, because we Indians have brains. Those are the kind of people that the United States welcome and as per Elon Musk would like to keep welcoming. But the Dunki route, you know, people are sold a dream in Punjab, Canada. Canada is the El Dorado. Canada is the, some kind of a heaven that they can go back and become some kind of super citizens.
Yeah.
Is this the way to sort of
And General Saab, let me tell you, and I want to bring in Professor Mondol. I want to bring in Professor Mondol. And General Saab, let me tell you, a large number of these individuals go out there and they say they fled their country of origin because they are political asylees. And they declare themselves to be separatists. And then they say, if you send us back, we'll be arrested, killed, persecuted by the Indian government and so on and so forth. Cook up stories. And I know of a couple of individuals who've actually experienced this. They became terrorists and separatists in Canada, viewers. Only to basically get citizenship. They defamed their country. They were willing to be part of an overground movement and an underground movement to fund and support an insurgency in our country, only to get their citizenship, viewers. They have no love for this country. So, Professor Mondol, I want to ask you, if you reward this illegality, if you incentivize it, if you make these people think there's some special case that the Indian government is going to fight for, what message are we sending out to those, your children,
I'm
people
not
like
really
people in your colleges who are wanting to study there, who are wanting to go there on their own merit, sit for SAT and GRE exams? Should they also take the Dunki route?
I'm not at all surprised by the brazen insensitivity of the panelists, some of, including yourself, my dear friend. This is amazing. You're saying the 13 children, including a 4-year infant, they're criminals, they're terrorists. What is this?
Sir, they have been put in that position. They have been put in that position by selfish individuals. They have been put. Would you take your children? Would you take your wife and your children through this Dunki route where you don't know? And no, hang on. Would you take your children through this Dunki route?
What about Vijay Mallya, Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi?
What about them?
Allowed them to fly?
What about them? Where is Mehul Choksi? He's in jail today. He's in jail. Do you want us to go and fight for him also?
In England?
No, one second. Sushant Sareen, Shazia Elmi, respond. Why are you being so insensitive?
Because I'll call you out your narrative.
One second. Why are you being so insensitive to children and to women? Shazia Elmi.
Are you even comparing the two? You're looking at fugitives, and we're looking at cases that are being done in extradition that is being worked out on, and on which Vijay Mallya has been losing, and we know what's happening with Mehul Choksi. But Monojit Mandal, I can understand your empathy and sympathy with these people who've broken the law and actually brought a lot of shame to India because of their illegality. I understand, because those are your vote banks. That's what you do with
Yes,
Bangladesh. That's what you do with
your vote banks
infiltrators.
in Assam
So
and
you
parts
have
of
you.
Bengal.
That's what you
are
do.
allowing
That's
the
what you do.
infiltration
That's why
now.
you have empathy with
the
them.
BSF.
But
India
the
should
way
be the Dharamshala of the world. We should be the Dharamshala of the world. We should be the Dharamshala of the world. One second, Sushant Sari.
Aliens have been
One second.
treated
One
and
second.
deported just like the way Mexicans are, Colombians are.
Yes.
And everybody else is, because they broke the law. And that's why they've been deported, and we should not even speak for them.
Let me tell you, viewers, in this country, you are attacked as being insensitive if you remove Rohingyas. Indonesia, Muslim country, picked up all their Rohingyas and threw them out, viewers.
Rohingyas are not Indians. Even
One
then
second,
you cannot
one
deport
second.
a single Rohingya.
Mr. Sushant Sareen, Mr. Sushant Sareen, are you an insensitive individual who is insensitive to the plight of children and women?
So Rahul, let me, if this guy, I don't know what's wrong with him. What is, okay, we'll put them in jail, fine. Now you keep quiet, let somebody else talk. So Rahul, I am extremely insensitive when it comes to the interests of my country and my people. And people who break the law, I'm quite insensitive towards them. Okay, go ahead. So talk. Say what you want to say. Rahul, let him just.
Yes, so if you lecture so much on infiltration, answer simple question: how many illegal Bangladeshis Rohingyas you have deported in last 10 years?
Okay.
Give me the data.
I could ask you the simple question: have you done an NRC? Have you allowed an NRC?
Under your government? How many of them have you protected under your government?
To deport the illegals. What
Okay.
kind of an education is this? What kind of an education about law you have?
One second,
You
one
do not
second.
need NRCs to deport the illegal migrants.
Viewers, you can only
Or illegal
identify,
immigrants.
you can only,
Bangladesh
one
has
second, you can
been
only
bringing
identify
Bangladeshi
illegals
actors.
when you,
You do not need
one
NRC
second, you can
to
only
deport the
identify
illegals from
illegals.
India.
You can only identify
This is
illegals.
stupid education that you have.
Professor, please, you can only identify illegals if you know who they are. For that, you have to carry out some
You have the
sort of
affidavit in Supreme Court.
enumeration
I'll give you an
exercise.
affidavit.
One second.
You have the affidavit in
Sushant
Supreme
Sareen,
Court
just
saying
respond on that
40,000
point that you're
Australian
insensitive
government
because you have a
deported
problem.
them.
You have a problem with even children and women who are being sent back, and they should be brought back in some gift
Rahul,
wrap.
let's get a couple of things straight. No child and no woman was put in fetters, number one. Number two, there have been cases of some of these guys who've taken the donkey route, who have tried to cross, for example, from either from Mexico or from Canada into the United States, where an entire family has been wiped out because of, and that includes small kids. I think that is insensitivity on the on the part of the parents, rather than my insensitivity in saying that if somebody was living illegally in another country and that whole family is being sent back, I don't have any sensitivity towards them. I have no sensitivity to people who have broken the law, who are criminals. So, and I make no apologies about it. There are people who thrive on being sensitive towards criminals. They are welcome to it. I am not one of those.
So
Number two, I think it is very important to be able to distinguish. Some of the people, verbal diarrhea on your program will not be able to do that. But I think it is extremely important to be able to distinguish between people. For example,
question that becomes a diarrhea. Look at the kind of nonsense education that you have. You can't answer a simple question.
Okay.
How many illegals have you
Let me just step in here. Viewers,
What kind of
viewers, this is
professor
a
are you?
bizarre
Professor,
argument. This is
what
a
do you
bizarre
teach your children
argument.
to break the law?
First of all, one second. First of all, every
what kind
every
of
country.
professor is he, Rahul?
I don't know.
Rahul, what
I
kind
don't
of
know.
professor is this man?
I
Is
don't
he
know,
teaching-
but he has his views
Does he tell
and he's
you-
entitled
does
to
he tell
them.
his students to break the law?
And he
Then
has a
it's okay to
platform
break the law.
to spew them. The viewer will judge who is being reasonable and rational here, viewers. Look, the fact is that these individuals who have gone there knew the risks. They did so at great cost. So they were people of some means. They didn't want to do the hard yards. They decided that they'll do this in another country. They'll renounce their own country. They will adopt someone else's passport, identity, etc., etc.
Not renounce, Rahul, denounce their own country.
Denounce their own country. Some join separatist agencies to make a case for getting a permanent residency or citizenship or asylum, viewers. And we are now supposed to lecture America about not implementing its own laws. Who are we? Are we the apologists for outlaw and for illegality, viewers? Or are we a law-abiding nation? should we not be working together with all countries to ensure that there is no illegal immigration? And who does illegal immigration damage at the end of the day, viewers? I'm talking about illegal. I'm not talking about those who spend years planning to go on the back of their merit. I'm talking about illegals. They do damage the ecosystem of the countries they're staying in by depressing wages, doing a lot of other stuff. We have to begin to wonder, viewers, whose side are we on? Just recently, a Bollywood star was stabbed in his own home by an illegal. And I am now supposed to think that Bangladesh should lecture me if I ask that illegal to leave my country? This is bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. The Congress party and the opposition, if they have to hold up the house, should do it on something that is at least logically tenable. If we do not, viewers, stand up for international law, we can't do anything about illegals in our own country. Tomorrow, if we want to move them out, countries will say, hey, what the hell? You've been supporting your own illegals in America. Sorry. I mean, I only think this is vote bank politics, viewers, which is preventing this entire group of people to actually support this.